Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep are the makers of premium mattresses that are customized to suit your personal needs and delivered very conveniently right to your front door. You can take the Helix Sleep quiz like I did, and it will match you with the perfect mattress. For example, I happen to be a side sleeper. I prefer a firmer style mattress, and I share my bed with my husband. So the sleep quiz will also take his answers into account and come up with the perfect compromise. And we matched with the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe. We've had our Helix Sleep mattress now for a couple years. We are getting terrific sleep. Our backs feel supported. And at this point, my entire family, along with extended family and friends, have Helix Sleep mattresses, and everyone's getting terrific sleep. Besides getting great sleep, what I also really love about our Helix Sleep mattress is that it arrived rolled up in a cardboard box, which is really great for us to maneuver up a narrow flight of stairs. And I was able to install the mattress myself. So our Helix Sleep mattress is a huge upgrade, especially if you compare it to our old mattress, which we inherited, and while it served us well, it was certainly time to be replaced. All Helix Sleep mattresses come with a 100-night sleep trial to make sure you love it. They are fiberglass free, there's a 10-year warranty, and there are flexible payment plans and financing options. There are 20 unique mattresses to choose from, including the Luxe and the Ultra Premium Elite, and Helix Plus for big and tall sleepers, and Helix Kids. Helix Sleep's 4th of July sale is running now. It's a great time to upgrade. You can get 30% off the Luxe or Elite line, plus 2 free pillows, or you can enjoy the 25% off site-wide sale. Check out Helix site for more details. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. Alrighty, my lovelies, today we're going to be tasting quite the panoply of gummies. And when I mean gummies, I mean mostly Japanese gummies. I might have one or two from someplace else, but I believe they're all predominantly from Japan. And if you ever have the pleasure of going to Japan, I highly recommend going to the grocery store. In fact, if you go to any country, I recommend going to the grocery store. I feel like it's a great way to kind of get a pulse of what people are eating and just a little glimpse to everyday life. But in Japan in particular, I would go down the candy aisle because there's such a great variety of little candy snacks and snacks as well, but very unique ones. Oftentimes the candies may look like something, and so I've got a few of those to share with you today because I'm very curious to see what they taste like, because in some sense they don't sound all that appetizing, but we won't know until we try them. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. This is what I mean by potentially not sounding appetizing. It is a hard-boiled egg gummy. Isn't that cute? Look at that packaging. It's made by Lotte, which I believe is actually a Korean company, although everything on the packaging is in Japanese. I believe this is made specifically for the Japanese market. So by looking at the packaging, you might think, oh, I've seen gummy eggs before. Not this kind. This one's a bit different. It, I believe, is going to be a whole kind of egg, hard-boiled egg, and then you can bite into it, revealing a orange yolk. Let's see. I think they might be grape flavored. I don't know. But oh my gosh, look at it. I think these are gumballs. And the reason why I think they're gumballs is because this. Look, there's a little mini flip book in here, right? Now, this is not a flip book. This is a little book of blank paper, yes, but they're kind of like Post-it notes. You can just rip it off. And this is in here so very thoughtfully so that when you're done chewing your gum, you can tear one of these off and spit your gum into the paper. How terribly thoughtful. Love that. Lotte also includes these little paper pads with their xylitol gum, which we adore in my family. Love the xylitol gum, and it comes with a little book of paper, which is just so, so considerate. All right, let's see if I can manage to cut one of these in half. So it has a crisp exterior, kind of similar to a xylitol gum, and inside is quite soft. Dun, 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 dun! Look at that! It's an egg gumball. How cool is that? So the yolk looks like a little kind of gel substance in the middle. They smell like grape, like Concord grape candies that you find all over Japan. Let's give them a taste. Here we go. Itadakimasu. I just felt the gummy yolk squish out. The gum is lovely. The exterior of the gumball is crisp, and the interior gum is very smooth, like a Japanese style, very smooth consistency gum, and not tough to chew at all. I find a lot of gumballs that you find stateside are very tough and not very fun to chew, in my opinion, and so sweet. This gum is super flavorful and tender. Let's see if I can pop out the yolk, because it popped out in my mouth. Yep, see that? Just comes right out. I can't quite tell what the flavor is of the yolk, but that's definitely edible kind of gummy candy. And the rest of this is grape flavored gum. Excellent. If you love grape flavored gum, you will love these hard-boiled egg latte gumballs. And then when you're done chewing them, just take your little piece of paper and you do that. The gum's a little bit too big, so you take another piece, fold it up, and you can dispose of it without it sticking to things. They're so considerate. Next, let's try these two, and these are water gummy, and this is the orange and grape. So water gummies, I was very curious about them. What's so watery about them? Ooh, very strong grapey smell. It smells terrific. Let's dump these out. Oh, cute. They look like giant water drops. Look how cute. Squishy, squishy. And here is the orange one. These look like they're transparent too. Ooh, pretty subtle citrus smell. Ooh, and they look exactly the same. Actually, not exactly. These are the grape ones. They look more orange, and these are the orange ones that actually look more clear. Interesting. Okay, let's try the grape ones first. Ooh, chewier than I expected. It's kind of a funky grape flavor, if you ask me. Tastes slightly oniony. I don't know why. Maybe because I just had the grape flavored gum. I don't really care for that grape flavor. The texture is great, more resilient than I thought, more kind of rubbery and bouncy, yet smooth. A little bit softer than a standard gummy bear, but kind of a similar kind of bounce. Let's try the orange one. Oh yeah. Wow. You know what it does? There's a little slight mentholated sensation to them. I taste it more in the orange. This one's delicious. I feel like it has more of a natural orange flavor to it, not just an artificial kind of tang flavor, but it tastes like tangerine-y, quite like that. And there's a cooling sensation that happens. I don't care for the grape ones. For whatever reason, they taste a little bit oniony, and there's probably a cooling sensation in that one as well, but I don't really feel it as much as I do in the orange. Noticeably cool. I think that's the mizu part, the water part of the gummies. Next, let's try these adorable candies, and these are shaped like little turtles, and they say sours on them. And look at the packaging. Isn't it adorable? And what's cool is look how three-dimensional the turtles are. I think you'll understand what I mean once I take them out of the packaging. I am a huge fan of sour candy, so that's why I got these ones. It looks like these are going to be grape flavored as well. Grape is a pretty popular flavor. They have muscat grape, which is the green grape, and then they have the purple grape. So let's dump. Oh my gosh, look how cute these turtles are. Look at them. They're so cute. Little head, feet, tail, tiny little tail. Adorable. There's two layers. The top part seems to be a little bit squishier than the bottom. The bottom is a little bit tougher. Kind of reminds me of a texture of a peach ring, but not as chewy. You know, peach ring has those two layers and there's kind of distinctive textures. Similar. This is Muscat grape, so it's like a Concord grape, grapey flavor, but not as intense or perfumey. They're not very sour though. It's like a standard grape flavored gummy. Adorable shape, but flavor, texture, pretty average. Look at these. These are like little ghost gummies. And these look to be grape flavored too. Lots of grape gummies. This is made by Nobel. Standard strong Concord grape candy. Oh my gosh, look at those! They kind of look like Kirby. If Kirby had mouthfuled a flat ghost. Let's give them a taste. Here we go. Oh. Wow. Those are really tough. Not a fan. These two, to me, have a slight kind of oniony flavor to them. I don't know what's going on with my taste buds. They also taste of gelatin, too. And they're very, very tough. In that sense, they remind me of stale gummy bears. If you've ever had a gummy bear that's been sitting out or the package has been open too long and they're really hard, you know what I mean? Dry. That's what the texture is like for these. I'm not a fan of these. These ones I'm very intrigued about. Similar to the hard-boiled eggs, these are Gyoza gummies. So they look like little dumplings, pot stickers. I don't know. What are they gonna taste like? Oh, they're gonna taste like peach, I think, right there. Ooh, they smell like coconut to me more than peach. Oh my gosh, they're big. And they look like uncooked gyoza. Cute. They're pretty pillowy though. Pretty pillowy and soft. But they smell, oh no, up close, they smell more peachy. There's a good example of one. Alrighty, it'd be cool if there was a filling inside, but somehow I don't think there is. Alrighty, here we go. Nope, no filling. Peachy flavored. And to me, slightly coconutty. Don't know why. The texture is kind of fluffy and gummy. It's a little bit fluffier than a standard gummy, a little bit airier, pretty bouncy, and strong, peachy, slightly coconutty flavor. Not my favorite, and I think that has to do with the fact that I don't love peach flavored candies. I know, but I love peaches, but the shape of these are pretty adorable. Gyoza gummies. Orihiro. And these are, I think, more like a cognac jelly. I have these in the refrigerator. Look at the packaging. So I think these are more like a jelly. And I got them because this is how you open it. And then you squeeze it out. So it's like a little blub of gel. So we squeeze it and it pops out through here. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So if you go down the candy aisle at a Japanese supermarket or a Japanese candy shop, you will find these little tubes of jellies that are like this. They're clear, they come in a myriad of colors, and they are jellied like this. I put these in the refrigerator because it's summertime and they're even better when they are chilled, but they're jelly at room temperature, so you don't have to refrigerate them to keep this jelly form. All right, let's give them a taste. Here we go. And the jelly is more substantial than Jell-O that we're used to here in the United States. It's not made with gelatin, it's made with cognac, I believe, which is a tuber, a plant. So it actually has some substance to it. When you bite it, it's chewable and firm. It doesn't just immediately dissolve like gelatin does. But isn't that delightful? Look at that. So cognac is considered somewhat of a diet food. You can find these in a noodle form. There's not a lot of calories to it, so it's a good way to stay slim. Look at that. Just lightly sweetened, full of grapey flavor. Standard grapey. None of that onioniness, which is nice. All right, let's squeeze it onto a plate. Oh, look at that. Isn't that great how it plops out? So that's what it looks like. For my last one, I have this, and this looks like a little citrus gummy. I love citrus, as I mentioned. So curious to see what these look like. I hope they look like that. Super cute. Ooh, it smells like orange juice concentrate, or those frozen tubes of orange juice concentrate. That's what it smells like. Not particularly pleasant, in my opinion. Oh, these are big. Cute. And each one is shaped like a little orange wedge. Complete with, oh, that side doesn't have any embossing, but this side does. Alrighty, let's give them a taste. Itadakimasu. By outward appearances, it looks like a fruit snack, but it's more chewy and bouncy than a fruit snack. And has a nice little bit of acidity and great orange flavor. It doesn't taste like orange concentrate at all. Just smells like it. Thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. Helix Sleep is currently running their 4th of July sale, which includes 30% off their Helix Sleep Luxe and Elite line plus 2 free pillows. You can click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade, or you can also take advantage of their 25% off site-wide sale. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Now, what to do with all these gummies?